there, it's Diana. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a really long time since I've made a full-length YouTube tutorial. For a while, life got busy and then my ring light broke. I waited to order a new one and it's a story of my life. I do have, instead of a ring light, I'm using light panels, which doesn't give me that ring round surface area. If you'd like to see a tutorial of my desk setup or my room setup, just go ahead and drop me a comment below. For today's Mani, I'm going to be doing like a turquoise theme for one of the collabs, and these are the colors I'm going to be using. The first color is called Marshmallow Fluff. It is a powdery white. Then I'm using Bare Necessity, which is your nail color, but better. And Delphine, this is the closest color I have to turquoise. So I'm going to be using this. And I'm going to be chroming a few of my nails. And I'm going to use this kind of like this yellowy tint from 𝓲𝓲𝓵𝓸𝓵. For my liquids, I am going to be using the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel. And this is what I'm going to be using to chrome my nails. So this is a no gel chrome technique. So I'm going to show you how to do that. For my dip liquids, I'm using the ones by CN Designer Dips, which is the base activator and top coat. On my nails, I already have a layer of the Orly One Night Stand Peel Off Base Coat, and then I let it dry all the way, and then I put a layer of base so that the first layer of dip doesn't dry patchy. I'm going to start by dipping the white first. The first layer is going to be almost the entire nail. I'm going to take a clean duster brush, stuff off the excess. And my second coat, I'm going to go all the way. Fan out my brush, and then I'm going to kind of bring it up. Now barely like a hairline away, I'm going to stop. Now these types of shimmers, you can kind of chrome over itself if you wanted to, but I'm using a different color chrome over it today. For my index, I'm going to go in with Bare Necessity. It's just a teeny tiny hint of color. Now when you're starting to get close to your cuticle, fan out your brush. You're just gonna move the brush until you're like a hairline away from your cuticle. Make sure you don't have like a ton of liquid on your brush, otherwise flooding will occur. And I shouldn't have any cleanup, so this is just kind of like the dry powder. And for the other fingers, I'm going to be using this turquoise. And when you're doing the fan out on your little pinky, don't fan it out too much like this. See that it's too wide. Just kind of like keep it closed, fan it out just a smidge, and then push it up to your pinky. I like to kind of do the pour over method sometimes, is because sometimes my finger kind of sits in an awkward position when I'm trying to dip it in the jar, and then it moves my liquids and I create wrinkles and things like that. It's a little tip. Now I'm going to go in and activate, and what I've done is I've taken my activator and I put it in this eye drop bottle. This is just a leftover one from 𝓕𝓸𝓵𝓰, but you can grab them off of Amazon. I also have this one. It's called a needlepoint dropper bottle, I want to say. I also got it off of Amazon. Since this is empty and I haven't refilled it yet, I'm just going to use this. I like using it out of the dropper bottle because these light colors, as an example, if your activator brush touches another color, it might transfer onto your brush and then it will add discoloration to your liquid so that the white could be like more of a brown color, so that it turns like your whites and your clear into more muddy colors. That's one of the reasons why I like to do that. I'm going to let that dry to a hardened finish. So when it's hardened, you're going to hear this click clack to be a lot louder. It'll be kind of like that. This one's still soft. It's not that loud. Like that. So just give it a couple minutes and it should dry relatively fast, and then I'm just gonna buff, shape, and file offline. I'll come back. You didn't see me clear capping it. Most of the time I don't clear cap my colors. If I buff into it and the color kind of like gets distorted, I don't tend to invest in those types of dips because the quality isn't so great. I don't have any issues with buffing into the colors for any of my CN Designer dips. I will be back in just a bit. I finish filing, buffing, and shaping. Now let's go ahead and apply the chrome. So this is the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel. It is a regular lacquer top coat, but it dries into a gel finish. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, this isn't like a ton, it's just I wipe off one side of the brush, and I'm going to give it one even layer across my nail here. I find it kind of streaky because I don't think I have enough, so I'm just going back into the bottle for a little bit more. Okay, now the key is that you're going to want this to dry to almost fully dry, not tacky anymore, so that your chrome can stick to it, but you're not moving the top coat around. I'm gonna go in and fill it a little bit. It's still sticky, very tacky, so I'm gonna wait. While I'm waiting, I'm getting my chrome ready. I don't know, I've never tried this on a white nail, so I don't really know how it looks. I'm just gonna get a little bit on the cap here, get it ready. All right, so this is dry. It's still, like, it's not sticky, but it's tacky. I'm gonna go in and kind of rub it in. I don't know if this is gonna give it too much of a difference, only because it's white on yellow. So, I don't know if I like this. So let me do this. I'm going to kind of like wipe it off with some remover, and then I'm going to go choose a different one because I don't think this really shows on white. I'll be right back. Not hit the record button. I realized that after the fact, but here I applied the Nail Stamping Queen chrome. This one is called Lucy Fairy Chrome, but this is such a difference than the yellow one I tried to use earlier. Look, I knew this would have so much of an intense chrome and shift to it, so that's why I wanted to use it. I can do this on camera with my other nails, so I'm gonna do the same thing with my nude nail here. I'll let that dry to a tacky finish, not wet, but tacky. So let me touch this, and it's dry to a little bit of a tacky finish. So I'm gonna put this on my finger and I'm just gonna rub it in. And I'm rubbing it not like with force because I don't want it to kind of move the top coat that's underneath it. Just remember, it's still a little damp. Nail Stamping Queen has some of the best chromes I have ever come across. I also like the one from Bonnie B. Bell. I use that quite a bit in my videos. Should I chrome my blue nails too? Yes, let's do it. Tell this is super wet because it's like super glossy. Once it starts mattifying, that means that it's drying down. So I'm gonna get my finger ready because I'm gonna I'm going to do 3 of these nails relatively quickly. This one's still a little too tacky, in my opinion. Actually, yeah, this is good. The difference it made on the blue. Just go ahead and do the pinky before it dries too much. Wow, insane. Now you can see you can chrome without gel. Damn. And you can decide to do this 2 times. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna seal it off with the top coat. I'm gonna use the same top coat. And then if I find that the brush drags the chrome off, I'm gonna chrome it 1 more time. Now let's just go ahead and brush off the excess here. Holy crud, this is like super pigmented. All right, let's give it 1 more go. Did it drag? Let's see here. I find that it made it glittery look. Let's see if it does it for the other ones. So I'm gonna do 2 at a time. I think 3 was pushing it. I still got it done, but let's just do 2 at a time. Yeah, I'm gonna give it another layer because I don't know. This one kind of look, maybe because it's a nude nail. I'd have to, you know what, let's just test it on one of the blue ones as well. And then we can kind of compare the difference. Go in. I think this is almost, it's still wet, so I'm just kind of rubbing it ever so gently. I'm like kind of grazing the surface here. Okay, so that's the nude. Here's the white. Okay, now let's do the blue. Now that it's kind of dried a little bit more, I can go in, go a little faster. All right, so that, look at the green, I look like an alien. Okay, I like it with 2 coats. This isn't dried enough. And I kind of nicked it here because I went in and I started rubbing before it was dried enough. And so it kind of like gave me some wrinkles here. I could fix it if I want by putting another layer, doing another layer of chrome, but I am not going to fix it because a lot of times when I take pictures, my thumb really is out of the picture unless I have a design on it and I take a separate picture of it. So that's kind of like my logic. Now I have to take a little break because it's going to be time to go pick up the kiddo from school. So I'm just going to go in with a layer of top coat. I'm going to seal in the chrome. And the way you work with chrome and you want to seal it in is, I'm not going to do that only because I don't really wear my nails for more than a day or 2. But you file the edges, you then cap it with the top coat and that will seal it in. Now I haven't figured out the design I want because this is a abstract turquoise collab. So I got to figure out what I want to do for my abstract. And let me think about it and I will be back. What I did offline. So this index nail here, it was originally a nude and then I chromed it. I didn't like the way it looked because it was too of a golden undertone under the nude, so that I wanted to put some gold flakes in it, and it just kind of like masked it. So I decided to remove it. I dipped my index in Marshmallow Fluff, which is the same color as this, and then I chromed it. Now let's move on to some nail art. So I'm going to be using these nail art liner polishes from Colorclub Lacquer. And then I'm also going to be using this black from Maniology because I don't really have black in the liner. And then I'm going to use my resin tray here. This is from my friend Michelle. I'll go ahead and link her storefront here, but this came with the matching tray. So this is what I currently use right now to hold like little trinkets. I am holding my earrings in here, and these are from a friend of mine from IG. I'll go ahead and link her IG down here below as well. So I have these two items that are gifted. The earrings I purchased myself, and here you see me kind of playing around and trying to design some nail art on the tray already. I'm also going to be using these gold leaf flakes. I have a whole jar of them, so I'm just going to take out a little piece. Now with each of these colors, let's just go ahead and put a little bit there. We're not going to need like a ton of this. Just need enough for a swipe or two. Then I have this flat, I don't know what this is called. But this is from Colorclub Lacquer's, one of their sub boxes. I just want a little bit. I'm going to swipe it. This is not super pigmented. I'm just going to wipe it off. Go in with the next color. Blue's a little bit more pigmented. Just wiping it off because I want more of that brush stroke look. I don't want it too heavy. There's really no right or wrong way. It's meant to kind of look unintentional. And now, while my nail polish is still a little wet, I'm just kind of put a piece of foil, kind of like that. Let's do white as my final color. I'm just gonna kind of swipe it right on top. This one's coming off a little bit, so gotta be careful. All right, so that's what I have so far. I'm going to be using this stamping plate from Clear Jelly Stamper. It's called CJS81. It's a layered stamping plate, and it has kind of like, what is this called? More of that vintage feel of the flowers, but I'm going to use some of the foliages today just to kind of make it a really simple abstract look. And if you decide to get any of the products you see in my video today or anything on their website, either from Maniology or Clear Jelly Stamper, you can use my affiliate code 𝓤𝓲𝓵𝓸𝓵 to save you 10% off. I'm putting a paper towel underneath my stamping plate to make cleanup a lot easier. Going in with Maniology's straight up black, and this is probably one of my favorite blacks that I like to use. And then I'm using my Clear Jelly Stamper. This is the Cube Stamper, and this is equivalent to the Maniology's Cube Stamper, but this one has like that double layer, and it's like a little bit more substance to hold on to. I kind of rotate between the two. I like them both just fine. I'm gonna make it simple. I'm not gonna do any layered stamping today. I just want to keep it like a black. I swipe kind of to the edge. That's why I turned it, and that's gonna be as simple it is for my abstract mani. I mean, this black is amazing. It is my favorite black. I really like the one from What's Up Beauty as well. This is kind of like my go-to. All right, that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna finish it up with a no smudge top coat, and then I'll top coat it. Using Maniology's no smudge top coat, this is called smudge free top coat. And I used to not know how to use smudge free top coats because I kept saying it would smear. So when I say it's user error. Now you're gonna take a generous portion, just wipe off one side of the brush. And the key is you're gonna float. Someone even told me, they said, drop a dollop on your nail and let that sit for, a second, and then go in and float it over. You can see here, there's no smudging whatsoever. I'm gonna let you watch again. I'm gonna take a little bit extra on my brush. I'm gonna drop it right there. Okay. Now that's about, 3 seconds. Then I'm gonna go in and float it over the image, taking care not to touch the image too much and let it drag. Alright, so that's it. Then let it dry completely and then go in with any kind of lacquer top coat you want. Finish it off, I'm going to be using the matte top coat by Glisten Glow. And I like to matte my stamp designs because I feel like they pop. I also like to use a matte with flossy nails just to kind of give that, you know, extra depth to my mani, because a matte and glossy top combination, it's really, really pretty. I'm gonna let it dry and then I'm gonna come back in a couple minutes when it's matte so I can show you the full and finished look. Drying, I just wanna kind of walk you through what I meant a little earlier when I changed up this nail. Is you see how there's that gold in there? Now on top of the nude, the gold popped more in terms of chrome, so it kind of like hid the gold flakes there. On top of white, you see it's a little bit more pronounced and you can see it a lot better. But as it's drying, I am seeing that matte next to the chrome look, and I think it just looks really, really pretty. And this is still wet, so I'm gonna let that dry a little bit more. So any brush with a really skinny and not so wide brush head will work for this technique. Here it is, matted, and what do you think? I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you liked it, be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you do so. I would greatly appreciate it. Take care, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye!